I'm live now. I'm live now. Okay. Hello, Marshall Boyd here. I wanted to show you what you can do with your leftover fries if, as in our family, we have a lot of extras. So, and give you some tips as well, like make sure you label the fries because I have no idea which one is older. So I have to go by smell or memory, and that's not very good as my abilities go. So actually, smell not either. Actually, so I hardly smell these at all. I don't know what that means. And these smell like fries, so I'm gonna go with these. They also have kind of like a crispy sort of look to them, so I'm not really sure. But anyway, this is a good use for leftover fries. I made some bacon yesterday. Broke it up into this little thing, and according to some things that I read, like the best way to store them is in a wet paper towel, which didn't seem to make much sense to me, but it does seem to keep them crispy, which is weird because it seems like it would make them soggy. But there's still limited time that they can actually be kept in the fridge, so I'm going to use those today. And then onion. Onion, according to what I read, needs to be kept in a dry paper towel. So you need to wrap it up, any cut pieces or the edges of the onion. And I think they said also to keep the whatever this part is called on there. I can't even remember what it's called now. But I think it keeps longer if you keep that on there. I'm no expert, so I'm not claiming that, but based on the searches that I've done, I would call it research, but it's really just searches. I didn't check for veracity or the, often, what is it? Author authority of the author of those things. So then next thing, I got those cut out. Oh yeah, I didn't actually cut this one up yet. But what I'm going to do next is I have some cheese. You can leave it off too if you want to. But that's on the last step anyway. So I've got the pan heating over here on medium. Medium heat. And a little closer. Going to pour just a little bit of olive oil in there. That's maybe a little too much, but also I think that the more there is, the better, because the easier it'll flip, so like it'll slide better. Like this over here. So bacon, like rosemary, fries, cheese, red and orange. Actually, I think we only got red and orange in this batch. And onion. So onion, what I like to do is chop across a little ways into the, I think in that direction. But chop across this way into the onion, like that. And of course, this is probably not the best way to do it. I should do it on the plate, but just for the. I think I might need for this one. I'm only going about halfway through the height of the knife, if this is considered height. And then, of course, actually, I should have probably peeled these first. Peel that off. And then if I cut down, it's going to break up into various pieces, like so. So I just cut straight down, and now it's already chopped, as you can see here, hopefully. Actually, that looks really bright. I'll take a picture to add into the video if needed. And then I'll throw those in there. Oil's already hot. I never really measure on this, but see if there's about that. Take my wet paper towel with peppers and just throw some of those on there as well. Okay, so got about that many there. And of course, can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. I like to get the cage free because I always kind of just picture those chickens all cooped up, and I don't really like that idea. So yeah, they might as well roam free while they're being enslaved. Right? Oh, I see a plastic bowl because I hate the sound of metal fork on ceramic bowls. So I got a lot of hang-ups, and I always wonder if I'm the only one in the world that has these hang-ups. Some of these things my family has, but saying it, I think those are the sort of things that come naturally, but I don't know. Okay, so if I do have a ceramic bowl and I've not any plastic bowls left, I usually get one of my kids' like old baby plastic forks to actually do this. So let's mix it up. Let's see this. Onion back in here. I'll throw in those last little bits here. Mix this up a little bit. Make sure it's not getting burnt. I have it on just below the medium right now, so it gives me a little time. Yeah. it seems like usually it all works out that way. It's works out much better if I have it like that. So try this angle, see if that looks better. Maybe too tall, maybe. Okay. Got my eggs all mixed up. Oh, I'm gonna add some basil's good with eggs and rosemary. I'll go ahead and do that this time. I usually try to mix it up, try some different things. Usually it doesn't make too much of a difference. Just a couple of shakes. Rosemary, a couple of shakes of basil, and maybe I need more. Maybe it doesn't make a big difference because I don't put enough. I don't know. But yeah, I've tried a lot of different things. I might try this again with a backdrop to block that light. Actually, I might see a redux version of this video later on. So, got the eggs mixed up. We got this going. I've already cooked the bacon, so I don't want to put it in too early. But it's probably about the right time now. The onions are getting a little yellower. I kind of soaking up the olive oil, I think. And the I don't know, it looks pretty good to me. I don't know. Sizzling. The eggs are looking like they got a little bit of herbs in them. Oh, I almost always forget the fries. I don't know why. I'm gonna break some of those up in there. So I will have to go a little longer with the things. This is why I have it on a little bit lower, I think, maybe than would otherwise be recommended. So I don't really know. I'm not really sure, actually. I don't think I've ever looked up how to make an omelet. I've just sort of always done it. Based on what my dad showed me, and then I stopped adding milk to it, I think, when I saw, what's that called, the Deep Blue Sea with LL Cool J giving some tips on omelets. And that's like the only part that he said, and then it cut off the, like, went on to cut to a different scene or whatever. So, speaking of movies, I have a blog where I talk about the first 15 minutes of a movie if you're running late. I want to encourage people to go to movies and actually experience them on the big screen instead of like just streaming or whatever. Like, it really bothered me when my wife got HBO Max because I was like, well, now you're probably not going to go to movies with me anymore to see the DC movie, as they come out. But I got to go anyway. But man, that Wonder Woman should have been seen on 3D. If you really disagree on 3D, I kind of want to get a poll going. Like, what's, do you like 3D? Do you not like 3D? Like, I feel like my brother and I are the only ones in San Antonio that like 3D. But it could just be that we're the only ones that aren't too lazy to just go to the movies. A lot of times we're by ourselves, like we're the only ones in the theater. And right now it's understandable, but this was happening before COVID, so like only ones, and people would be going to see the 2D version of the same movie. I know a lot of people like they can't see 3D or it doesn't have any kind of effect for them, but I really don't. I've looked up like 3D therapy for like people that I want to go to movies with me and see them in 3D. Like I looked at all this stuff up, and it's like longer. I want them to be kind of crispy a little bit, crisp up again. Can't microwave fries. I never have been able to eat them that way. I always got to crisp them up a little bit. Right now, this is kind of seeming real soggy, so I'm like very opinionated about a lot of things. Like soggy food, it's got to be warm. A lot of times when people do go to movies, they're like watching those comedies that have no big action or big scenes or whatever. So it's like why go to the movie for those? You know? Like, and it's like, I guess people just don't know about the ones that are good. So that's why I have that blog. It's like big screen worthy movies, and if you're running late, don't worry about it. Read about what happens, what you're gonna miss while you're waiting in line for the person ahead of you that went to the movies and didn't even know what they're gonna see. Choose what they're gonna see, you know. Or sometimes they just take too long at the concession stand too. Like, but anyway, there's it's first 15 at blogs, or it's first15.blogspot.com if you're interested in that sort of thing. And I've repurposed the term TTYL as well for time to take your lead. So if you do need to go back out to the concession stand, get a refill, or if you need to go to the restroom or whatever, you can. I've chosen certain scenes out of some movies so that you know what happened while you're gone, but at the same time, I try to avoid those ones that are like spoilers, kind of more. Usually, it's more like emotional scenes where you can watch it later on DVD and see what that scene looked like, you know, how the acting was and all that. I really don't make any judgment calls on acting. I think it's kind of like fine wine to me. Like, I can't tell the difference between the bad stuff and the good stuff. It just tastes like wine to me. So, and now this is looking crispier, so that's good. Here is what it looks like now. So I think I'm going to go ahead and throw in the eggs. Wait, pour in the eggs, I should say. Turn on the heat back to where it was, about medium. Actually, a little bit higher than it was. I had turned it up to just a little over medium when I turned it up earlier. So, okay, so at this point, it starts to get, you see it kind of get crispy, or not crispy, but lighter on the edges and a more defined line. So I start to just cut it in there. If it cuts, it's okay. The eggs will fill in the spot and fix it, but I just kind of do that, push it out of the way, pour the eggs in there, push it out of the way, pour the eggs in there, all the way around. Try to get a different angle here so you can see them. So it starts to do this, you're running out of the liquid eggs there. And here's where you know if you put enough olive oil in. If it slides around pretty well, that's good. I'm gonna leave it for just a little bit longer, just to solidify a little bit more of the middle egg there before flipping it, because a lot of times I'll get a lot of that stuff on the floor if I flip it too early. So it's looking pretty good so far. Oh, dang it, I forgot about that bacon. I'm always doing this stuff. Okay, I'm just gonna add the bacon in. I'm just gonna push it in. It'll get warm. And this is the best way to do it anyway. I don't know, so we don't overcook the bacon since it's already cooked. It's probably not one slice of bacon right there. Maybe a little bit more. I made 2 yesterday and I broke them all up, so I have no idea. Yeah. Still slide around, that's good. At some point the oil might all burn away and then it won't slide around so well, so I think I'll go ahead and try to do the flipping. If I can do this. Oh, I kind of messed it up. But cooked enough so that it doesn't matter too much. I can sort of pick it up, pull it over. Oh, looks like I'm gonna have to make a different video on this. Epic fail. Okay. Now I'm gonna have to put cheese in to hold it together. Okay. Okay, so now the cheese. So I'm just gonna put. Whoa, that was maybe more than I needed. And it'll melt on the inside of the omelet when you close it. So I'm just going to take the other half here, flip it over, and it looks pretty good. Not too bad. Bacon's all on the outside because I put it on after, so that's kind of interesting. But that's around pretty good. And then we can just pour it on the plate, or slide it out onto the plate, I should say. I just have a few stragglers here of the pepper sort, and turn off the oven, put away all the stuff, and I can enjoy my omelet. Yeah, take the pan off of the hot burner as well. All right, well, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please comment below. I'll see if I can answer any of those. Also, it'll help me to figure out, like, what did I not say, what did I leave out, you know. I tend to do that stuff, so. All right. Now I just gotta figure out how to end it. Oh yeah.